Welcome to County Portal, your simple source for local government services and public records. Let's get started.
Does the DMV check for warrants? This is a question that causes a lot of anxiety, and the short answer is complicated. Sometimes they do, but not in the way you might think. The DMV's main job isn't to act as law enforcement. Their primary function is to issue licenses, handle vehicle registrations, and manage records. A DMV clerk isn't typically running a full criminal background check on every person who walks in for a simple license renewal. However, the connection between the DMV and law enforcement is getting stronger, and everything depends on your specific state and the type of warrant you might have. The biggest factor is state law. In some states, the DMV and law enforcement databases are heavily integrated. This means that when your information is pulled up for a new license or registration, the system can automatically flag an outstanding warrant. In many other states, these systems are still largely separate for routine transactions. So, how do people get caught at the DMV? The most common way is through warrants directly related to driving. If you have a bench warrant for unpaid traffic tickets or for failing to appear in traffic court, that information is almost guaranteed to be in the DMV system. When you try to renew your license or registration, your record will be flagged, and your transaction will be blocked until you resolve the issue. In some cases, depending on the severity and the state's policy, they might even notify law enforcement. Another scenario involves law enforcement officers who are sometimes stationed at larger DMV locations for security. If any issue arises that requires their involvement, they will run your name and any active warrants will appear. It's less about the DMV's process and more about a direct interaction with a police officer. So, what should you do if you think you might have a warrant? Ignoring it is the worst possible strategy, as it won't simply disappear. The best first step is to find out for sure. You can often check your status online through your local court's website or by contacting the county clerk's office. The safest and most recommended action, however, is to consult with a qualified attorney. They can verify if a warrant exists, explain the specific circumstances and charges, and advise you on the best way to handle it, which is always better than finding out the hard way during what you thought was a routine trip to the DMV. Taking care of it on your own terms is far less stressful and has a much better outcome. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more straightforward answers to your important questions.